Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Let me just unplug this. I
Okay.
got to get this over here.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Didn't
No.
realize. I should have had that set up for you.
No.
I'm sorry. I failed already.
Oh, no problem.
This week.
It's a big day. I'm very
Okay.
happy, and
All right.
nothing's going to bother anything today.
Okay.
It's a very special day. Looking forward to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good.
Yep. Getting the old booster shot today.
Are you now?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, romance in the
Yeah,
air. Oh, baby.
I've heard you say that one of the side effects for you on the shots is romanticism.
Yep. Joan and I are pretty excited about it. We just we were pretty romantic over the weekend, working, odd jobs around the house and doing things together and enjoying one another's company. But I can't imagine the flowers that are going to bloom today when you get the old COVID booster.
Going in together, are you?
Oh, sure. Maybe even hold hands while they give us the shots.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Looking forward to it. A little romance can't hurt. A little boost. That's what happened last time. And the second one, and then it kind of faded. Now I'm hoping this booster will shoot her back up there again.
Well, good.
Can't wait.
I can tell you're excited.
It's just one of the, I know people worry about side effects of medicines, all sorts of medicines that, when you watch a commercial on TV and they say it'll cure the rash on your neck, but here are some of the things that it might affect. And they go through all of these things, and even possible death.
Yeah.
But they go ahead and take the pill anyway to get rid of the rash.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking now with this whole COVID thing, they're coming out with a pill that will, and this is great news, treat COVID once you get it to reduce the severity and hospitalizations and deaths. I mean, it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people will take it with no debate or, I'm going to or not going to, because it's a pill. People like pills. They like pills better than shots.
Okay.
Especially, But I'm going to go for the needle for a booster on the COVID if it's going to make things more romantic around the house.
Oh.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah?
What's for lunch?
Well, let's find out.
I'll start.
Okay, why don't you?
Sandhill, and we got to do some catching up. This is the 8th day. Okay. So Sandhills Dunning today is having macaroni and cheese, ham patty, and rolls.
Thetford today showing chicken taquitos at Thetford.
Litchfield, chicken sandwiches.
All right. Let's see. I have Arnold next. And, well, that's October. That ain't going to do me any good. We need to throw that away. And this one is...
You've done this before.
Kristen, you're supposed to print out November, not October. Okay, here's a November one. This is SEM. Pulled pork sandwich and baked beans at SEM today.
Today at Anselmo Myrna, they're having chili cheese fritos, crispy chicken sandwiches, spicy chicken sandwiches, fresh ham and cheese subs, vegetables, fruit, and milk.
And Callaway today showing enchiladas at Callaway schools today.
Ansley, it's scalloped potatoes and ham today. It's a happy day in the neighborhood.
Isn't it romantic?
Little booster in the arm, and out comes the roses. Okay, busy day, busy day. What a beautiful weekend, my goodness gracious. Yesterday was just like...
It was hot. I was
it?
complaining.
Oh.
It was hot. It was too hot.
Oh, Lord.
Honestly, I was wishing I wouldn't have taken the window air conditioner out quite so fast. I may have turned it on yesterday.
Open up the windows.
Yeah, we did that.
Okay.
Then the flies came in.
Don't you have screens?
That was annoying. Well, yeah. Yeah, had screens. Didn't even have holes in them. They still find a way. I don't know what it is.
Boy, you're just kind of Mr. Negative today. It was a beautiful day yesterday. You thought it was too hot. It's going to be in the 50s today. Why don't you go get a booster with me?
What?
Go get a booster with me.
That's all right. I don't think I'm eligible.
You'd be a better man for it. Well, you aren't. You're too young. Us older folks, we get our boosters sooner than you do.
Yeah.
Happy birthday today to Dave Davis. Davey Davis.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday indeed.
And I can't believe it. It shows here that Davey's turning 85 today.
Oh, wonderful.
Lori Lee, happy birthday to you. Jesse Hodges, happy birthday to you. And Ann Thomas, happy birthday to you. And Shirley Craig, all having birthdays today.
All right.
They're celebrating with Bonnie Raitt.
Really?
She's 72 today. Still give them something to talk about.
Yeah.
Tara Reid, actress from American Pie films, The Big Lebowski, and Sharknado.
Yes.
Interesting career path. She's 46 today. And Lauren Atkins is 32, an author and entrepreneur, the social media star best known for her marriage to country star Thomas Rhett, who has a huge following of her own. And then Ricky Lee Jones is 67 today. The singer and author broke out with her 1979 hit, Chuck E.'s In Love. She sings in styles from rock and pop to soul and blues. Ricky Lee Jones, very diversified, talented singer, songwriter, 67 today. Happy birthday to Ricky and all you other folks out there celebrating a birthday today. It's too bad you're not getting a booster for your birthday. Hey, the anniversary of Led Zeppelin 4, the release 50 years ago today, the album featuring Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, and Rock and Roll has gone to sell over 30 million copies a half-century later, and fans are still buying the album. The mysterious cover art logo was designed by guitarist Jimmy Page. Little news there for you. It's also National STEM Day.
STEM.
Yes, with dots between the letters.
Oh.
STEM Day, inspiring kids to explore their interests in science, technology, engineering, and math.
There you go.
Very important, very important. This one really kind of floored me. I talked about it over the weekend on KBBN. Today is National Parents as Teachers Day. The question behind that is, aren't some of us still doing this daily? I think some parents are teaching daily, trying to teach kids the way to behave themselves and maybe even help them with their homework. Unfortunately, not all parents do that. But this is National Parents as Teachers Day. Hey, this is a big week.
Yes, it is.
Beyond the boosters. Let's just beyond the boosters.
All right.
We have a chance to voice our vote, put our vote, our X where we feel it is needed on the school bond issue for Broken Bow schools, proposed addition and reconstruction. And we'll have guests in today to talk about that. But the election day is tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you're a registered voter and you live in Broken Bow School District, you can vote tomorrow at the Broken Bow Municipal Building. And then a very, very important day. And I know that we throw the word heroes around a lot these days. It seems like in some cases even bad guys and gals are heroes in this world. But the real heroes are the ones we're honoring this week. And that, of course, is the veterans. And this is Veterans Day on Thursday. And, of course, there'll be a soup supper down at the municipal building, and we'll give away some tickets to that this week. And you'll be able to continue to hear the nice salutes that businesses have on the air right now for Veterans Day. And we're going to go find out about Aero Aviation's anniversary today. I'll be hitting the road and going out to Aero Aviation's office and visiting with Casey and whoever else is in the office there.
They're going to take you up in the plane?
We've talked about that before. I don't know if there's room in the plane that Casey uses. I don't think there's room for a co-pilot.
Yeah.
He has another plane, I think. He could probably...
Ask Casey. I've always been, and I know this will be a dumb question, but I'm kind of the king of those. Can you get a cell signal clear up high in the sky?
Yeah.
Is your cell signal better up there?
Yeah, I actually talked to him last time. Excuse me. Not the last time, the time before I went out there, and he was actually spraying a field nearby off the airport road. And yes, I talked to him and he has it so he doesn't, of course, have to.
Obviously, sure.
Hands-free on his headset.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can talk on the phone.
Cool.
I wouldn't if I was him because there's a lot of high wires up there and trees and all sorts of things up there. But it's a family tradition. We're going to talk more about that today.
Good.
And Mr. Keith Ellis will be in to talk about the Custer County Economic Development Corporation. Of course, Keith is our new director there and head of the Economic Development Corporation, working each and every day to grow this area, Custer County. And so we're going to find out more about Keith. Of course, Keith grew up here. He graduated from high school here, come back home, and is doing some great things. We're going to learn more about that today. And if everything works out, Ideal Realty will be in the 9 o'clock hour. And we just answered the question of the day because I was going to look at my phone here and see if Steve is coming in today from Grocery Cart. They've been very busy out there. Of course, they still have sushi there, and that's something that Brent and I will be eventually getting to.
What? I thought this whole thing is just kind of...
Oh, no.
Just went by the wayside.
No.
You're just not going to give up on this, are you?
Of course not. We said we're going to do it. We got to do it.
Okay.
Steve, how you doing?
I'm well, guys. How are you?
Good to have you back in the studio.
Yeah, good to be back.
How's things at the Grocery Cart?
Grocery Cart's hanging well this week.
Good.
It's exciting times with the holidays nearing and Halloween candy exiting and Christmas candy entering.
Thanksgiving turkeys.
Yeah, hams came in today, and turkeys will come, I believe, this week as well, towards the end of the week. So I know there's some woes out there about, will our frozen poultry be in stock? And, as far as we know, we haven't had any indication that what we've pre-booked will be shorted, so we should be in good shape.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. Can we play the game real quick?
Absolutely.
I got to babbling and expounding some very informative information.
Well, you're a wealth of knowledge, Dave. So
thanks, Steve.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to ask the question?
Just real quick.
No? Okay, Here we go. It's National Native American Month, so here is today's question. It's when did Native Americans' ancestors arrive in the Americas?
Ooh.
It's kind of tough.
It's a good one.
When did Native Americans' ancestors arrive in the Americas? Your choices are 7,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 13,000 years ago, or 50,000 years ago.
How do we know that? Just because it's on the sheet?
Yeah, I was going to say you'd have to talk to your wife who comes up with these questions for us. When did Native Americans' ancestors arrive in the Americas? 7,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, 13,000 years ago, or 50,000? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
If I just said, I thought they were always here, would that be a hint?
I don't know if it would be or not.
Oh, it wouldn't? Okay, well, that should narrow it down a little bit. Call us at 872-2801.
Fraudulent activity is on the rise, and fraudsters seem to be working overtime. Bruning Bank is dedicated to keeping you safe. Remember, never give out your personal information, click on unsolicited links, or rely solely on caller ID as it can be spoofed. Keep your information safe by monitoring your account transactions with mobile or online banking and set up customized alerts with Notify. If you believe you have been targeted by fraudulent activity, we are here to help. Learn more about fraud safety at bruningbank.com or visit any Bruning Bank location. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
Are prairie dogs wreaking havoc in your pastures? Then get rid of them with Rosol from AeroSeed. Rosol is a restricted use pesticide approved for use on prairie dogs by licensed pesticide applicators between October 1st and March 15th. Rosol is an easy-to-use bait that provides excellent acceptance, has superior weatherability, and proven reliability. To learn more about Rosol, call or stop by AeroSeed in Broken Bow today and purchase Rosol by December 31st to get rebates of $6.25 per pail.
All right, real quick, Brent's just going to answer that question. That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was. When did Native Americans' ancestors arrive in the Americas? Correct answer, 13,000 years ago.
Gosh, I thought they were always around. But anyway, my wife's a lot smarter than I am. I'll be the first to admit that. And she's a history buff, so...
She's even more of a wealth of knowledge.
She really is.
Yeah.
All right.
She's truly factual.
There you go.
I was going to say, hers is actual knowledge.
Nice.
Yes.
I know one thing.
What do you know, Dave?
The cost of living is going up. The price of a gallon of gasoline is scary right now. We all know supplies are short, and there's no surprise that the groceries are going to be a little bit higher the next while. And I know that Steve and his crew are working hard every day to make sure they get us the lowest prices that we can get.
Low prices, plus that rewards card definitely comes in handy on the back end of your purchases to either get free items or gas discounts at Casey's. So if you're needing a little help on that gas, use those points towards gas discounts at Casey's. So
yeah. And what are some of the specials you want to highlight today, Steve?
Yeah, let's talk about them. So this ad runs from today, November 8th through November 14th. So get in this week and get all these great savings, especially from this wonderful meat department that we have back there. Ground fresh daily, 85% lean ground round, $4.68 a pound. Hormel natural choice boneless pork loins, $2.48 a pound. Pork cutlets, $2.98 a pound. Great meal option there, and always delicious certified Angus beef choice or better. Rump roast, only $5.68 a pound. 2.5 pound bags of best choice boneless skinless chicken breast tenderloins, only $7.48 this week. Great item to fill up your freezer at home or your deep freeze. Fresh frozen Best Buy boneless skinless chicken breast, $2.98 a pound. Wimmer's Little Smokies, $3.98 each. Wimmer's Big and Meaty Summer Sausage, $5.48 each. Armour Homestyle Meatballs, frozen, 2 for $5. Bar S Corn Dogs or Mac and Cheese Bites, $4.98. Hillshire Farm Ultra Thin Lunch Meat, $3.98. So all that and more at your local best choice for beef and chicken and pork and otherwise at the GK Meat Department. Hopping on over to Dairy Deals, we've got 98-cent Sunny D citrus beverages this week. Best Choice Cream Cheese, 2 for $3. Best Choice Yogurt, 3 for $1. Frozen Foods, we've got 99 cents. Best Choice Frozen Vegetables. Village Pie Maker Pies, $11.98. Great to add into that roast or stew would be the Bird's Eye Pearl Onions, 2 for $5. And then the Bob Evans single-serve breakfast sandwiches, 4 for $5. Grocery savings this week at the GK. We've got a great selections on pop and chips, Coke products, Six-pack half-liters, 4 for $12. Pepsi products, six-pack half-liters, 4 for $11. Also pick up some bags of Frito-Lay Cheetos or Fritos, 2 for $7. Great with that 85% lean ground round would be that hamburger helpers. We've got Betty Crocker helpers, all varieties, 4 for $5 this week. Rice-A-Roni or Pasta-Ronis in box, $1 each this week. Continuing in grocery savings, some soup always is good, but it's even better with some saltine crackers. Zesta saltine crackers, 2 for $5. Swanson broth in a can, 14-ounce variety, 78 cents each. Hunt's squeeze ketchup, 20 ounces, 98 cents each. Starkist tuna or chicken creations in a pouch, 98 cents each. Best Choice granulated sugar, 4 pounds, 2 for $4. And then on over in the farm fresh produce department, you definitely want to pick up all these great values and more. We've got Dole chopped sunflower crunch salad mix kits, 8 ounces, 2 for $6. Fancy yams, 88 cents a pound. Bartlett or D'Anjou pears, $1.28 a pound. Russet potatoes, 10-pound bag, $3.48. And red or green seedless grapes, $1.78 a pound. Over in the Fresh Deli, always handing out the best sliced-to-order meats and cheeses from Kretschmar. Kretschmar off-the-bone ham, $6.98 a pound, and Kretschmar Swiss cheese, $6.98 a pound as well. Mrs. Jerry's Deli Fresh macaroni salad, $2.98 a pound. And looking for that perfect snack, always available by the hot service case, are the Wisps cheese crisps. They go good as a snack or on a salad, and then Snack Factory pretzel crisps. So be looking for those at your deli. The GK Deli always has a lot of great grab-and-go options as well, whether it's the pre-sliced meats, the smokehouse meats, cold chicken, sandwiches, wraps, take-and-bake stuff where you can just heat and eat, and you have a meal ready to go. What goes great with any meal? King's Hawaiian dinner rolls from the bakery, $5.98 each for a 24-ounce package this week. Skinner's sweet rolls, one of my favorites with coffee in the morning, 2 for $6. And, of course, any cake that you might need, definitely give the bakery a call. Typically Monday through Friday is the best time to call, as they're not always there on the weekend. Get you set up with the cake that you need. And we talked about the rewards bonus side, or rewards card. We have rewards bonus items featured every week in our ad that you can buy up at a great price plus earn points. In the dairy, Crystal Farms chunk cheese, 8 ounces, 2 for $4, earn 200 points. We've got Rotella cookout bread from the bakery, 16 ounces, $2.48, earn 250 points. 3-pound bag Michigan Gala apples from produce, 2 for $6. Gonna earn 300 points per on those. Farmland pork sausage, rolls or links, frozen, 2 for $4, earn 200 points. Kellogg's cereals, select varieties, 2 for $5, earn 250 points. Quaker oatmeal, Quaker old-fashioned, 42 ounces, $4.98, earn 500 points. And Rojo's or Louise's, it's kind of the same brand. It looks like we got one wrong picture on there. It's a rectangle box from our grab-and-go case. It's a 5-layer dip, $4.98. Great with tortilla chips, 500 points this week. And in frozen, we have lasagna listed. They came up discontinued. I talked to my frozen manager before I came out here, and we're talking about maybe putting the egg noodles that we have on ad on points for 200 points this week instead. So always evolving, and trying to make things right. So
okay, all at the grocery cart. Always remember, when the parking lot looks full out front, well, it usually is, but that doesn't mean there's not room in the store. Plenty of parking on the west side, and even if both parking lots are full, when you walk in, those big wide aisles leaves room for everybody, and everything's nicely displayed. And you've got those. I always forget the initials for the special prices, the little tags.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention the old TPRs, temporary price reductions, orange tag savings. We work hard, especially the front office works hard to get those printed, sorted, hung every week, and taken down when they expire as well. It's quite the job, but it's worth it to have that added savings for our customers.
All right. I did find, both you guys would be interested in this, I did find over the weekend another use for the cheese wrapped in the sliced cheese with the wraps. The Kraft, is it? Kraft cheese?
Kraft singles.
Yeah. They were, if you take them and tape them onto a stick, they really work great for stirring up paint.
What?
Yeah, because they're flexible and they flop. And you just take the sliced cheese, tape it to a stick, and then you just put the stick down in the paint and swirl it around. It mixes it up like it's an electric mixer. It's amazing.
You leave it in the plastic, or do you take it out of the plastic to
leave
do
it
that?
in the plastic.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way you can wash it off and use it again.
Yeah.
Or you can,
Well-
some people like you can eat it afterwards.
Well, I'm happy to say that I had a grilled cheese over the weekend with Kraft singles, and it was absolutely delish.
I had a burger with Kraft single.
Did
on
you?
it,
See?
and I think I'm going to take back the wealth of knowledge comment
Thank you.
after that last series of
you
shenanigans,
guys.
Dave.
Yeah.
It's just using food for all purposes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
quick question before you go
Yeah,
for
yeah.
both of you.
Yeah.
Red or green seedless grapes? Your choice. I'm a green guy. I like green grapes.
Green can be excellent, but my go-to is red.
Really?
Yeah.
I would
Dave,
think.
do you eat grapes?
It's kind of personal, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
The way you ask it, it was personal.
Well, I just,
it was
I
more
just
of an,
asked
it was
it.
more of an accusation.
Okay,
Well, Dave,
well,
do you eat grapes?
Well,
When you said you
I-
like grapes, Dave? Yes, I like both.
Okay. You eat.
Doesn't matter the color to me.
Doesn't matter, red or green. Okay.
Here's Steve Earle on The Breakfast Show.
But I'm going uptown to the Harlem River to drown. Dirty water gonna cover me over. Island gonna make a sound.
KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. A criminal investigation is underway after 8 people were killed at a Travis Scott concert in Houston. Basil Baig's brother among the victims.
People were talking about the production crew, the event managers, the security, kept telling them to stop the show, stop the show. They would not stop the show.
Foreign tourists like Natalia Ware can't wait to get to the U.S. for the first time since pandemic shutdowns.
Excited. It's been a long time, so I think mostly relieved that we have a concrete date.
All travelers have to be fully vaccinated and tested for COVID. Starting today, you have to show proof of vaccination to get into restaurants, gyms, and salons in Los Angeles. Eric Curry is against the mandate.
The practices that we've been doing, if we could do that at least, the mask, even outside or whatever the case may be, it will help. But I don't think it should be forced, but it ain't, just got to go with the flow.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here is a look at state news. I'm Gavin Higgins. An international student at Wayne State College has shared her journey and dreams to build a hospital in her home country. Amanda Poole with News Channel Nebraska has the story.
Learning worlds away.
I just have to fulfill my dream of becoming a doctor.
Sandra Chisisili is working toward her dreams at Wayne State College, far from home.
I'm trying to adapt the environment since it's really different from my country of citizen.
Sandra is part of the Norfolk Schools in Malawi program, a gateway for American universities.
I'm enjoying my classes. I have chemistry and I love chemistry. I'm getting good grades.
The transition made easier through a network of over a dozen Malawi students in Nebraska. Some at Northeast Community College, and others like Faith Mandulo studying alongside Sandra.
We are friends, like more than friends. She's like my sister.
Faith already has one Wildcat year under her belt.
She's the one who gave me a way to go to the African Association Club. Yeah, she took care of me when I came. She introduced me to the whole campus.
A new family bond, while her parents and 2 siblings are back home.
Oh, yes, I miss them.
A longing, Sandra says, will be worth it when she returns.
Go back in Malawi and build my own hospital right there. I want to change all the healthy stuff that happens right there. I should change some of the things that are not in a proper way. Yeah, I should share them the knowledge that I got right here.
Knowledge young Malawians are yearning for.
The kids that are in Malawi, most of them, I'm telling you, it's their dream as well to come right here, and they'll be much excited if they can find a way to come right here in US to get their degree.
Some Sandra might be able to greet in the future.
After I get my degree, I have to go for medicine school.
So you'll be here for like 8 years?
If God allows.
In Wayne, Amanda Poole, News Channel Nebraska.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking Sunday's action from Week 9 in the NFL Sunday night. The Titans go to L.A., beat the Rams 28-16. Tennessee quarterback Ryan Tannehill, 2 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing. Both teams are now 7-2 on the year. Broncos shocked the Cowboys in Dallas 30-16. Dallas falls to 6-2. Jaguars, big surprise over the Bills, 9-6. Browns go into Cincinnati, roll over the Bengals 41-16. Giants knock off the Raiders 23-16. Chiefs get by the Aaron Rodgers-less Packers 13-7. Green Bay falls to 7-2. Their 7-game win streak snapped. The Cardinals didn't have star quarterback Kyler Murray. They still beat the 49ers easily on the road, 31-17. Arizona's 8-1. Falcons on a last-second field goal get by the Saints 27-25. Ravens in overtime edge the Vikings 34-31. Chargers on a last-second field goal beat the Eagles in Philadelphia 27-24. Patriots over the Panthers 24-6. And the Dolphins defeat the Texans 17-9.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the mid-50s for today. We'll have partly sunny skies. Breezy north winds around 10 to 20. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, dropping back to a low of 31. For Tuesday, good deal of sunshine with mid-50s for highs. Then a chance for showers on Wednesday, back to 54. Breezy conditions for Thursday, low 50s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situations change? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you.
We'll create a personalized financial strategy backed by our advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track, no matter what happens. Contact us today at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Currently at our studios, 40 degrees with sunshine, barometer 30.15, and the humidity 81%. So far for the month of November, as recorded here at our studios, 0.22 of an inch in precipitation. Our high yesterday in Broken Bow hit 80 degrees. Wow. Overnight low dropping to 39. Sunset for this evening is set for 5:26, and the sunrise tomorrow, 7:20. That's your weather outlook and your check of news, weather, and sports at 8 o'clock on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You love Zoom for video meetings? Now, choose Zoom to power your phone communications too. Zoom Phone works seamlessly within the Zoom app as your business phone system. Zoom Phone's secure HD audio and enterprise-grade reliability keep you connected to your teams and your customers. And it's easy to use on mobile, desktop, or desk phone. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Zoom, how the world connects.
There's a confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. But one thing is for sure, whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer. Contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever, the leading sign of COVID and the flu. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They have no scientific studies behind them and can miss the fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Imagine this. You go to your mailbox only to find a check for big bucks. You're thinking, hey, this could be my lucky day. Well, if you get a check in the mail that you weren't expecting, it's probably not your lucky day. In fact, you're probably about to be the next victim of a scam. Did you know that scammers may not initially ask you for money, but instead they give you money? Asking you to deposit funds into your account is the first step of many financial scams. At Nebraska State Bank, we're here to help and protect when someone is trying to make you their next scam victim. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
Exceptional Senior Living is off-Broadway assisted living in Broken Bow. They have a few beautiful and spacious apartments available now. They'd love to visit with you if you are thinking it's time for a more secure and safe environment for yourself or a loved one. They also have a wonderful dining room with a great kitchen staff and many activities available for their community members. Just unveiled is their new virtual tour at offbroadwayapartments.com. They have pictures available on Facebook as well. For more information, call Off Broadway at 872-2522.
Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers has just listed for sale the Divine Ranch located in southern Custer County, Nebraska. This 2,700-acre combination ranch is offered in 3 tracts or as a whole, with a center pivot, dry land, and quality hardland range. The South Loop River runs through the ranch, providing for good sub-irrigated meadows and ample hunting opportunities. This is the first time this ranch has been for sale since it was homesteaded in 1889. Call me, John Farley, or check it out at LashleyLand.com.
And good morning, everybody. We welcome you back to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, and we want to welcome into the studio at this time Keith Ellis with Custer County Economic Development Corporation. He joins us now. Keith, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Oh, it's a great Monday morning.
It is a fantastic Monday morning. Great to have you in the studio. I think that this is our first opportunity, if I'm not mistaken, to have you in the studio since you took on the role as director there at the Custer County Economic Development Corporation. I know that as we visit with you, for many, the name will sound familiar, and I know that many of our listening audience are familiar with you. But for those who aren't, maybe that is a good place to start. Just tell us a little bit about your journey and, well, kind of what led you to come back to Broken Bow.
Sure, okay. Well, my dad owned Ferris Menswear. My mom and dad owned Ferris Menswear. So I grew up in the men's clothing business and came back. Went to college, came back after a couple years and worked here for a number of years. And then I really got the passion for organizational management. Corinne Peterson was at the chamber here at the time, and she really was my mentor. And so she got me started into organizational management, and I was the CEO of 2 chambers of commerce in McCook and Scottsbluff in Nebraska both. And kind of got my wings settled into that area in my career, and then I had an opportunity to go to work for Nebraska Public Power District while I was in Scottsbluff, and I spent 20 years with NPPD, and I did mostly economic development with NPPD. Did a lot of travel, a lot of industry recruitment, all the trade shows, a lot of work, and then I would travel throughout the state in specific areas, working with communities directly on economic development issues, a lot of strategic planning, facilitation, and that sort of level of economic development, but a lot of guidance and implementation and consultation with local economic development organizations. And so I did that for 20 years, retired from NPPD, and then decided I wasn't ready to hang it up. And so I went back to a local economic development, Scottsbluff, for a few years, and then decided to get back to eastern Nebraska. So I went to Peru State College as their director of business services for about 16, 17 months. And this job opportunity came along, and I saw it being posted, and so I said, you know what, I have to apply. This is my hometown. So I applied and was very, very fortunate to have the opportunity to be the executive director here.
Yeah.
And love it.
Well, it's great to have you back in the area, especially in this position. I think as you were running down kind of your resume, we can all tell that you were just kind of tailor-made, in my opinion anyway, for this position. How have things been going? How has the adjustment to this job and back to the community of Broken Bow been for you?
It's been amazing. Everywhere I go, it's been a warm welcome from people I've known for 40 years and people I haven't known at all who have just opened up with their warmth and welcomed me to the county, actually. And so I feel very fortunate with that. So to begin a position, and especially in a position where you're really visible in the community, or you better be visible in the community, have that kind of welcome and people who know you, and so that's been really, really a good start for me. The work that I do is I'm a traditionalist when it comes to economic development. It's workforce, it's business development, it's trying to find ways to build a community to enhance both of those things. And so this is tailor-made for a fundamental economic development person. The work that we're doing in workforce housing and workforce development, the types of work that we're doing in the community and engaging the community with workforce housing right now is just a huge step that this community and this county has made, so that I feel that we're right on track. And, you know, the interesting part of what has happened here is not me, it's before me. It's the last 5 to 7 years. The amount of community engagement, the will to succeed here with a leadership who wants to get things done, who are risk takers. Leaders who are risk takers are different than leaders who just kind of modify. We have risk takers that are leaders here, and it's been a huge difference over the past many years. And you can see that. You can see that in the growth that's happened here with all the service industries and the things that have happened on both entries coming into Broken Bow. You can see it in Ansley with the lumberyard and the housing going on in Ansley. I've been working with Callaway on an assisted living project. Sargent, there's some small business opportunities in Sargent going on. And so it's like that big step you take, and you take that big smile and go, you know, this is right for me. And I feel really, really pleased that I've been given that opportunity to engage and enhance what's happened here. I guess that's my role, and to lead into the next steps that we need to take. Obviously, workforce is huge. It's huge all over the country. And we have to find our niche. We have to find the ability to attract new people to our area. But first and foremost, we need to be able to build within. And that's working with our school systems, whether it's at the public school level or at the community college level, which we have wonderful facilities and wonderful institutions here to work with that. But we've got to build within the people that make a decision after they graduate from high school that maybe they have existing skills and they find a job right away, or they go away to get skills for 12 to 18 months and then they come back. Those are the types of people that are first and foremost on our we need to recruit to stay. So that's the first big strategy in workforce development. The second one then is there are those, and we can all relate to this in the 30-somethings of our life, when we live away from maybe grandpa and grandma, or we want to get back. We live in a large city, and we have the roots of rural life, and we want to get to that rural life again. It's beckoning our call, and so we need to nurture that and get those grandpas and grandmas to start helping recruit these 30-somethings back to our community. So that's another strategy that needs to occur, and there are things that we can plan to do that. So those are just a couple of thoughts that I have, but it all begins with having the right leadership here, and we are so fortunate right now to have that. And it's not just in economic development. It's at the chamber, it's at the city governments, it's at the county governments, and it's all kind of in place right now, and it has been in place. And so we need to make sure we nurture that, engage that, and that's my role.
Yeah,
really, my role.
Well, and we look at, and you kind of touched on this, what we already have in place. And I think that we can look at many businesses around Custer County that even though they're an established business, they're still taking risks too to try to make themselves better. And that's a big important part of everything too, isn't it?
It is. And, an example would be in Arnold. I mean, they have some great leadership going on in Arnold right now, and some things going on that are really quite exciting that I've been working with Cheryl over there in Arnold with their economic development. And I guess the interesting part of this whole thing is it's all kind of wrapped around everyone is on the same page. And I think that to me is an amazing situation we're in. When I traveled with MPPD all over the state of Nebraska, I saw large communities, work with large communities and small communities. And very rarely did you ever see this kind of ability to get things done at all levels. Rarely. There was always something that was a barrier, and we have not had that here. And so you got to commend the people of this county for taking the right steps and being diligent about it.
I know that obviously housing is something that is a much talked about topic, and I know that there have been things done even through Custer County Economic Development to whether it comes to building projects or whatever, and I'm sure that is something that you have looked into, and obviously a big important part about growing as well.
It is, and our organization, Custer Economic Development Corporation, took some huge steps 2 years ago, or just under 2 years ago, and with doing some workforce housing, and was very fortunate to get a grant from the State Department of Economic Development for workforce housing, and we've got 2 homes built, 1 sold, 1 is for sale, and it's a great home. And anybody who's interested in learning more about this home, please give us a call. And 402-450-7476. If you're interested in taking a look at this house, there are some income qualifications for it, so it meets the criteria of the grant. And then when we get that one sold, we're going to start working on a 3rd home. That will be the 3rd home of the program, the plan that we have. And so that's the first big step that we have in enhancing workforce opportunities with housing. The second one is we just received a grant award 2 months, about 6 weeks ago, maybe, a $400,000 grant from the state, again, for workforce housing development. matched by over $600,000 of local money going into this program. And so the program is going to be to build homes. It doesn't have as strict income qualifications as the other program does, but it'll be a very similar program, and we're going to build nice homes that people can move into, either existing families that live here that want to move up, or recruiting new families into our community, because housing is just such a desperate need here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're working on, that's kind of the chicken or egg part of the process.
Yeah.
It really is. And you got to have housing. You have to have a place for these families to live. And what was not better than to have wonderful homes? And,
yeah.
And it does move people up and down the price range for homes, starter homes, and maybe someone wants to move into a nicer, larger home for lots of reasons. And so it provides that ability to do that as well. And, our developers, our contracting companies, the people that are in the business have done a great job in staying on top of the housing that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to do is to build even more spec homes that we have the ability, because I think the demand's there, but we've got to talk to the industry here and
Mm-hmm.
locally and see about that. But those are all things that are part of that housing development for workforce, and it is a chicken or egg deal.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a place to live, you're not going to show up, because
Yeah.
there isn't any place to hang your hat.
Yeah. Keith, was there anything else that you wanted to specifically mention in regards to economic development while we have you here?
Well, we're just starting our membership renewal, and so businesses that are already a member of CEDC, we want to thank them for their membership, and we're going to be communicating with them on for next year. But also new industries and businesses that are not part of the CEDC that have been thinking about, well, what can I do to participate? Please give us a call and talk to us about what your role can be and how you can be a part of the solution for us, and again, engaged in economic development at some level. And we would really like to have you be part of our team and to enjoy parts of that success that we have.
Yeah. How's the best way to get a hold of you?
402-450-7476.
Sounds good. All right. Keith, this is a topic that I think we could go on for hours about.
Yeah.
But boy, we really love having you in to visit with us about it. And welcome to the community. Glad it's been a good transition for you, and we look forward to visiting with you again soon.
Well, thank you for having me come out this morning, and it's nice to be back home again.
All right. Keith Ellis, our guest on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, and we will continue with more after this.
It's hard to believe it's time for Medicare open enrollment already. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. Open enrollment for Medicare plans starts October 15th and runs through December 7th. It's very important to review your current health and prescription coverage each year. The TV advertising and phone calls can get overwhelming. Let me help. Give me a call at 308-836-2201 or stop into the office in Callaway at 115 East Kimball Street or in Broken Bow at 914 South D to schedule an appointment today.
Whether you're seeking curb appeal for your home or you want to do a remodel or new construction, Ansley Lumber and Supply in downtown Ansley has the materials that you'll need, from premium lumber to metal for buildings, plus GAF shingles for the roof and quality Benjamin Moore paint available in over 3,500 colors. Ask them about consultations with their pros and delivery. 935-1815. Or see them on Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
It's getting chillier by the second, so make sure your feet stay nice and cozy. At Bo Bootery this week, we have Bear Paws 20% off for women and kids. Lots of styles and colors are available, brown, black, tan, and more. This Saturday only, fall in love with our local flair. Bear Paws are 25% off and enter our drawing for a wild rag. Bo Bootery, proud to be your home-owned shoe store on the square in Broken Bow.
8:25 is the time. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, and Dave's hooked up, and I'm crossing my fingers. I think he's ready to go. So we're just going to turn it over to him and hope he is ready. Good morning, Dave. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it very much. We are here at Aero Aviation, and Casey Williams is with me. We're in his really nice office, and Kim's out front and to meet you when you walk in the door. And this is a nice place, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we have a 50-year anniversary to celebrate. And Casey, that's pretty special because this is a family 50 years of operation. I think that's what makes it really, really good.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. My grandpa Bill he actually started flying with Jerry Steggs first. And then after a few years of that would have been the mid to late 60s, I think. Mm-hmm. And after a couple, 3 years of that, he decided to go out on his own. So that would have been 1971. And here we are. 2021, 50 years later, and still going.
Well, I have had the opportunity to stand beside your plane when we're over at the hangar for a couple of remote broadcasts, and it's pretty impressive what you're flying and what you can do with it. How much has it changed since 50 years ago?
Here's a pretty good example. The airplanes Grandpa started in, what he was hauling for chemical for a load, we haul more than that just in fuel now. So, I mean, he'd take 70, 80 gallons, and I think on my big airplane, it's got 308 gallons of fuel.
308.
So just the fuel is more than what they could haul back then. And even the airplane I started in was about the same way. So the technology is like everything. I mean, just like tractors and combines now, it's so much different than it was 20, 30 years ago. But all of that, I mean, it comes with a price, but the efficiency part of it helps make up for that.
Well, I imagine since the 1970s, I think a lot of us who are old enough remember that time period where farming was changing pretty dramatically then. And in some cases, there were some mistakes made in the way that the farming was thought to be done. And then, of course, along came rules and regulations with farming, and some of them probably are a big pain. Some of them may not have even been correct. But as a flyer, as an aerial sprayer, you kind of had to stay, and your family had to stay along with those guidelines all the way.
Yeah, yep. Well, you and I were talking about that earlier. You know, the label language, the chemicals themselves. You know, there's so much stuff that they used to use that isn't even, I mean, it's been outlawed for 20, 30 years. And, you know, the stuff we use now is so much safer. It's more of a target down to one or two pests instead of back then was just, you know, you wanted to spray for one thing. Well, if it was one bug, well, it killed every bug out there. And now we have stuff that will go after certain ones and doesn't hurt other ones. So even that technology's come a long ways.
And you mentioned in our conversation, too, shelter belts and trees and those sorts of things. The guys out there who want to preserve that shelter belt for calving or just because they like that tree belt to be there, every customer is a little bit different, I guess.
Yep. Like you said, we talked about that a little bit ago. We're spraying right now. We're spraying pasture for musk thistle, mullein weed, stuff like that. And the reason we do it in the fall, there's guys that don't want their trees, you know, their hardwood trees. They want to keep them. They want them for shade or, you know, habitat, whatever. So the good thing about doing it right now is the leaves are gone, so the trees are dormant. We can spray and kill those weeds, but not hurt the trees. So.
And you hunt and fish, so you understand that part.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about, you know, when you hop in a plane nowadays and you hopped in the plane or your family did, your granddad did 50 years ago, some things are still the same. The weather, the wind velocity, whether you can spray or not. I guess probably you guys are good enough flyers that the wind doesn't bother you so much maneuvering as just the drift of the chemical.
Yep. That's the big thing. And some people or a lot of people don't understand how far drift can go from the airplane. You know, a ground machine, you can drive right next to a alfalfa field or something and be all right. I mean, we've seen places where you'll see signs of drift, a quarter mile away. And so you really got to play the wind and play the weather, stuff like that. Like you said, as far as flying the airplane, I guess you just know what to do. But yeah, so
Well, we're glad you do, but it's still, for us folks, when we see your plane go and we're down on the ground and we see a lot coming over the station,
Yeah.
I always think, there's every day you have to be sharp as a tack, don't you?
Yeah, it's you definitely want to be on your A game. I mean, there's a lot of stuff moving real fast.
Power lines, trees.
Yeah, yeah.
And I suppose there is once in a while where a wind will catch you sideways and.
Yeah, whirlwinds, stuff like that. Now, I did have one the other day that was kind of funny. I always, no matter how many times I've sprayed a field, whenever I get to it, I always make a circle and look, because you never know if somebody put a new line in or a new windmill, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down by Eddyville, and I'm circling this pasture looking for everything. I've sprayed it a dozen times, and I get done, I look up to, and we do that a couple 100 feet off the ground, and I look up to kind of line up for my first pass on the GPS, and here's 30 Sandhills cranes right in front of me.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, well, that's going to be cool. I'm looking for something on the ground, and I hit something in the air. But luckily, they saw me coming, and they didn't want to be involved.
They
so
moved out.
They got out of the way.
Yeah, well, gee, I mean, you have that and ducks and
Yeah,
geese
this time of year with the waterfowl and stuff migrating, you catch a north wind day, you better be watching outside up in the sky also.
People might be surprised. I think we've talked about this before, but they might be surprised of the area that you cover, customer base that you have.
Yeah, we run about a 60-mile circle. We spray stuff east of Ravenna all the way to southwest of Stapleton. The same kind of going north and south. We go almost to Brewster and, down to about the edge of the Platte Valley south.
Mm-hmm.
So we cover a pretty good area.
Well, there was some impressive things. First of all, Kim's very nice. This gadget you were working with on the screen where you actually send the map to your airplane and it's there when you get there and outlined what you're going to be doing is a little bit on the crazy side.
Yeah, that's changed from carrying a plat book on your lap and trying to follow a road and then have somebody draw a windmill on a plat map and say, well, it should be right around there somewhere.
There's some of the changes that your granddad
yeah, for sure.
has seen where you fly with a map and, oh my goodness. And then over here next to the countertop, there's a big walleye here that you're going to mount on the wall that will make most of us fishermen just, slobber, to be honest with you. That's a big fish.
Yeah, that one, I just got it back from the taxidermist a couple weeks ago. It's a replica. That actual fish is still swimming at Lake McConaughey, I hope. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the biggest one I've ever caught. It was 30.5 inches, I think, and like 11.3 pounds. And like I told you, it came the day before the tournament. So it didn't do anything good except cost me $500 to put it on the wall.
There you go, plus your entry fee and gas for your boat. But you have a lot of plaques up here with tournaments you've been in. And I would imagine after, being a couple 100 feet off the ground and being so careful, just like your granddad was, and flying and doing what you do, that sitting in a boat, fishing straight up and down, and is kind of a release for you.
It's a good way to relax. I mean, the thing about this business is we don't really have set days or set hours.
Yeah.
When it's nice, you go to work. But if I get a couple 3 weeks ago, it was blowing 25 here and it was 5 at Lake McConaughey. So I just hooked on a Wednesday morning, took off and went out there, and there's nobody on the lake on a Wednesday. So
that's the best day to go, Wednesdays.
Yeah, go on Wednesdays.
Well, I think people can understand that because it's so weather related, and also when people decide they want to have some work done by your aerial spraying, they probably, most of them understand, but need to understand that when the wind blows, you're not going anywhere, and when it doesn't, you've got plenty of places to go.
Yep. We things can get back. Around here in the spring and the fall, it just seems like sometimes you go a week straight with no break. But we did kind of trying to help that situation. I added a second airplane this summer.
Wow.
And another kind of cool part to that is I think the guy that's going to fly that second airplane used to be here. My dad's going to come back and fly for us.
Oh, really?
Year. So we're kind of bringing him back to where he started, I guess.
That's fantastic.
So, yep.
So you'll have 2 planes dad and son, and of course the history of Granddad.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. And does are the planes exact, or is...
No, they're two different models. It's the same company.
Okay.
Just two different sizes, I guess. So the one I bought is the same thing that Dad's been flying for the last 12 or 14 years down at Kearney where he's flying. So we kind of bought it with that in mind. We've been growing to the point where we'd call in help when we need it, and he was usually the one that would come help, and things are just kind of working out there.
Good.
So kind of excited for that, I guess.
I would think.
Kind of weird, though, being your dad's boss, but I guess we really don't look at it that way.
No, and, I have a feeling, knowing your dad, that he'll probably be there when you need him, but he may have some other things he wants to do at this point in his life.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I think he's kind of getting ready to slow down a little. He doesn't want to quit,
right?
But doesn't want to fly quite as much, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So
great.
So,
well, to conclude, we did find some old commercials that. I think that was in the early 80s.
I think 81, if I remember. 80? I know Grandma brought a whole box of stuff. I mean, you can see there's some old hats up there and an old picture. She brought all kinds of stuff, and she said, here's some radio commercials, and they were on reel to reel. And so I got a hold of Dave, and yeah, it was cool that you were able to do that for us.
We got them
really
off.
Neat.
But it also forced me to get the old reel to reel out, and we got to play some music off reel to reel. But the commercials actually could be played today. They're still very good, and when I heard them, I remembered them just like they were yesterday. So.
Yeah, so that's only 40 years ago, I guess.
Yeah,
that's not that long. Really.
Not too bad. Kim, don't look at us that way, or me that way. Not Casey. So, any plans for a celebration, or you just want everybody to kind of?
I don't know yet.
We haven't
really decided. I would like to thank everybody. I mean, we've had great customers. Obviously, I haven't been here the whole 50, but and I think I bought this from them in 2003. So, another couple years, and it's my 20th. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long. But like I said, I'd just like to thank all of our farmers and ranchers for everything they do. We do our best to help them out when we can, and along with doing the fighting fires if we have to. I know this year hasn't been too bad, but last year we did a lot of that. So that's I guess
just I think people understand a thank you is about as good as you get, really. So and Kim, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, thanks to everybody.
Thanks to everyone. All right.
Her and Melissa kind of keep the office roll. This is the longest I've been in the office all year, I think. So I just stay at the airport and let them do their thing here, because usually after a half hour or so, they're like, you probably should just go back to the airport.
It's a good working relationship then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody knows where to be.
Yeah.
So, well, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate you having us out here. We enjoy working with you guys, and always look forward to seeing you go over the top when you're heading out, and always hope you get back safe. And I know that you guys take special care to make sure that happens.
Absolutely. Yep. Safety is the number one thing. So,
one thing I almost fell out of my chair when Casey said they were bringing who was going to be flying the airplane. It says, Dad, that's good news. I thought it might be Greg Dobish.
Oh, man. He's kind of our airport support guy, though.
I know.
He shows up. He shows up out there about every morning, so he keeps us all in line.
I'm sure he does. Just don't put him in the plane.
No, okay. As long as he brings a few, snacks every once in a while.
Well, he's good with snacks.
Oh, he's real good with snacks.
Casey, thanks a lot.
You bet.
Appreciate it. We got more coming your way on The Breakfast Show. I'll send it back to the studio.
All right, Dave, thanks. And Dave, I hope you're listening right now, and I hope you can pass this on to Casey. We received a message on Facebook here. This is from Aunt Jody, and it says, congratulations to nephew Casey on celebrating 50 years of Aero Aviation. I know that Grandpa Bill is really proud of you. Aunt Jody. So, Dave, if you heard that, pass that along to Casey for us. And Jody, thanks for listening, and thanks for sending that in. 8:39 is the time. We'll continue with more of The Breakfast Show after this.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, Getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow if auto owners is right for you.
The landscape of last year left a lot of people deconditioned. Are you or your loved one struggling with strength, balance, or pain? This can lead to falls, weakness, and overall decreased quality of life. At Team Physical Therapy 872-5111, we're dedicated to taking all the steps necessary to ensure you and your loved ones are getting exceptional care in a clean and safe environment. We are available to you in one of our 5 locations: your home, independent living facility, or assisted living facility. Call us today at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
At the Callaway Good Life Center, their hometown facility offers the security and comfort of a small town with the advantages of city living. They offer speech, occupational, and physical therapy for their residents. Visit CallawayGoodLife.com for more information.
Well, when we were visiting with Keith Ellis earlier this morning, Custer County Economic Development Corporation Director, we're talking about the workforce and everything. And if you go to sandhillsexpress.com right now and go to the employment page, you're going to see a lot of job opportunities being posted right now. And we want to take a moment and share some of those with you now here on The Breakfast Show. We're going to start with Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership, and they are currently looking for an individual to work as a grant writer in Loop City. This is a full-time position. It's 40 hours per week, includes a great benefits package. You must have a high school diploma or equivalent. They would prefer someone with an associate's or bachelor's degree in journalism, creative writing, or marketing, previous office experience, and proven creative writing ability. You would be preparing federal, state, and local grant proposals and seek new funding sources, including fundraising possibilities and expansion of current funding. Also, they are currently looking for an individual to work as an early childhood center assistant in Broken Bow. This, too, is a full-time position. It'll be an hourly wage starting at $11.36 per hour, includes a great benefits package, must have a high school diploma or equivalent, and previous experience working with infants and toddlers is a plus. You would be cooking and cleaning for children ages up to 3 years old, assist the teacher with daily activities, and plan activities. Contact CNCAP for more information if you're interested, 308-745-0780, extension is 0, or you can apply online at their website, which is simply centralnebraskacap.com. Also, Ferreter Auto Parts in Broken Bow is looking for a self-motivated person with automotive parts knowledge. This position is full-time but would consider part-time. To apply, call 872-6411 or stop into Ferreter Auto Parts on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow to find out more. Again, the phone number 872-6411. You can also stop in and talk to them about applying at Ferreter Auto Parts on West Highway 2 in Broken Bow. And again, for more on these job opportunities and others, you can go to sandhillsexpress.com and click on the employment page. Go Breakfast Show. Well, tomorrow you will have the opportunity to go to the voting places and cast your vote in regards to the school bond issue coming up for the Broken Bow School District. And that is kind of what the next segment is going to be about here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We have News Director Gavin Higgins in with us with some special guests to kind of talk about that a little bit. Gavin has been following this very closely for us here at KCNI KBBN Radio, so we're just going to kind of turn the next segment over to him.
Thank you, Brent. This segment on KCNI KBBN is paid for by Build Bow Together and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of staff and administration at Custer County Broadcasting. Those with opposing views are welcome to purchase time by contacting KCNI KBBN. And in the studio, Broken Bow Superintendent Darren Toby and President of the Broken Bow School Board, Tom Osmond. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Thanks for having us.
Tomorrow's a big day. The Broken Bow Municipal Building will be the site of the polling place. Only one polling place for this. Since it's one question, it's not really necessary to have multiple. But you guys have been working on this. It's been a more than a year project going through everything. But you were on the show not too long ago, Darren, talking about it. And you guys have really focused on just getting that information out there. And, you know, as tomorrow is the day, kind of what's the response been?
I think overall it's been good. But again, like you mentioned, it was everything that we've geared our goals to have been about just getting information out to the public, allowing them to come into the building and tour that building several different times, and then having a couple public meetings over the last couple weeks. And the response has been good for those. We've had 20, 25 people show up for each one of those meetings. Roughly 10 to 15 people come into those different tours that we've had, but a lot of questions throughout the town, not necessarily at those meetings, but a lot of good questions have come up, and I feel good about where we're at, and I feel like the information has got out there what we wanted it to be.
Can you talk a little bit about some of those questions? Obviously, can't address every single one of them that maybe have come up, but some of maybe the more frequent ones.
Yeah, I think one of them comes up all the time is, is this an athletic project? And when you get into a community, that comes up a lot, no matter if you're doing a $10 million project versus a $29 million project. But we broke down the cost of the athletics. Athletics will cost about 15% of the $29.9 million. We are putting in a new performing gym with this bond. But again, we have to realize that we're tearing down existing gym that's currently in the middle school. So the purpose of putting up a new gym is to replace that one. And of course, we're not going to replace it with the same gym we have. We've talked a lot about North Park Gym and some things we wish we would have done different. And that was only 10 or 12 years ago. So I guess that's probably one of the main questions that's come up. Tom may be able to hit on some other questions, but length of the bond, 25 years, that's a long time. We've heard that a lot, but with interest rate at 2%, we feel it's a great time to be jumping on something like that.
Yeah, I would agree. The athletics seems to be a pretty big question that gets asked, and I want to reiterate what Darren said. It's this project, when we first came up with it, athletics was number 5 out of 5 of our things that when we were listed on rank of importance, in really CTE, science, performing arts. Those are all things that we worked on and put at the top of our list. And so when you're out there thinking about this, it's not athletics. We're really getting woods, shop, metal, all that stuff is what really is. This is what we're trying to get accomplished.
And kind of going back to the first meeting that we were there at, I thought one of the interesting parts, and Jeremy Shipe and I talked a little bit about this, was this was a project that you've already cut, $10 million off of. I mean, and no, that's just incredible. I think on my side of it is being able to reduce that all the way down to 29.9 and kind of get rid of those we call flare types of the project. Kind of talk a little bit about just that process of kind of combing that down.
Yeah, it was like we said earlier, this has been a project we've been working on for the past couple years, and then again including the community for the last year on different committees that we've had. But we jumped through some different hoops on one thing that's been brought up was we looked at the idea of possibly making the activities building a CTE center. Therefore, you wouldn't have to build another building, so to speak. But when you get in there and you start looking at different things and the cost to remodel an existing building versus just putting up a new building, those prices were going to wash out pretty much. So we scrapped that out of there. And then some discussion was had for quite a while about repurposing our middle school gym into an actual practice gym where we would take the gym floor out over the existing auditorium seats and make that just a gym where we could have practice. But again, you start looking at cost of that, and it exceeds what we could do building our own gym space and getting everything that we want, because at the end of the day, that's still a 1938 building that you're repurposing in a way. So we've looked at a lot of those different things. The science classroom space, we looked at some different things for that. So we feel like we've gone down Route A, Route B, Route C, Route D to get to where we're at today to present this to the public. So we feel like we've done a good job over the last couple years of trying to minimize that and get it to exactly what we need as we move forward.
Had a lot of community involvement. You talked a little bit about some of that. Tom, can you kind of touch on being able to work with members of the community, not just have it be a school board project?
Yeah, that's very important. When we first started going through this, it became apparent that, going through when we went, if you've ever been around the community for a while, there was bonds back in the 2000s that failed. And so we as school board knew that it couldn't be a school board project or an administrative project. We had to get the community involved and make sure that their voices were heard. And that felt that was one way to get this bond out there and in a positive light. And so we had farmers, ranchers, school teachers, community members, townspeople. We had probably 45 different people. We had 5 different committees, and we chose people out of that, and people volunteered. And we got input from everybody. And, when you have all those different people, there's lots of different ideas. But we came together with one concept, is what you're going to vote on now, that we thought was that satisfied all the needs and wants, and I shouldn't say wants, what are real needs of what the school needs. And we don't have any extra in this. This is what we truly need and feel like it'll serve the community for the next 25, 50 years.
You guys have really, when we've kind of talked about, especially when it was first released, is, the number seems high now, but what we're going to have to do over the next, if the bond were not to pass, the things that have to be done would, over time exceed what this bond could fix in a short amount of time, correct?
Yeah, I would agree with that. We had a feasibility study done on our facilities, and, it comes back to $8 to $10 million worth of updates, and those are basically things that nobody would ever see. We're talking about HVAC, we're talking about electrical, we're talking about ADA compliance, we're talking about all those different things, fire code issues, things like that, a building like that's been grandfathered in with a lot of those different rules and regulations. But now, if you would do something to those buildings, all those things have to be updated first before you even really dig into the project. So sitting as a board and as a community, we really thought, is it worth our taxpayers' money to spend $10 million and we still don't get exactly what we want? Are we going to get some things that definitely help our school out? Yeah, of course we will. But the fire code, the ADA compliance, all those different things don't give us any more room in our CTE buildings. They don't update our labs from 1970s in our science classrooms. They don't give us additional space for our fine arts, our kids and activities. So all those things went into account, and that's why we're here with this bond being presented, was because of that.
Kind of going to fine arts a little bit, it wasn't that long ago that there's a lot of concern that fine arts are going to be cut from schools, and you guys have done almost the opposite of that with this project. New auditorium, band and vocal room, and that's something that I think if, in some schools that might be tossed the wayside, but you guys didn't do that.
No, we didn't. We feel like fine arts is great programs for all of our kids if they're going to get an education at Broken Bow, and it should be at the top of our list, and that's why it is. But we have to continue to update things, continue to give our kids the best opportunities they can have before they leave here when they're seniors and graduate. So, and that's just that's what we feel the bond is giving our kids multiple opportunities that maybe other kids in other districts wouldn't get, or even to a certain degree, a lot of kids in other districts are getting, and we're a little bit behind some of those districts. So we're excited about it, and we feel like we've done a really good job of trying to get information out to the public.
The guys' website is very easy to follow, which isn't necessarily always going to happen with that much information, but just kind of talk a little bit about some of the things people can see, trying to be informed before tomorrow's voting.
Yeah, buildbowtogether.com. It's got pictures on there, questions to a lot of, or answers to a lot of questions that have been asked over the last month or so. You can take a fly around tour of the school of what it would look like, all those different things, valuations versus how much your taxes will be affected with this project too. You can find there, and then there's some areas where you can ask some questions and get some feedback on some of the questions you may have if you didn't get a chance to come to the couple public meetings that we had.
Any final thoughts you guys want to touch on that maybe we missed?
No, to tell you the truth, I just want to express appreciation to every taxpayer that you pay your taxes every May and September, and it's you don't always get a thank you for that. So for me, being on the Board of Education, I'd just like to express appreciation to all those taxpayers that do make that payment. You are the reason why we have public schools in Nebraska, and you're contributing to the success of these kids. So just want to put that out there. You probably don't hear that all the time, and so I just want to express that appreciation for that. Even if this doesn't fail or doesn't pass, we're still going to do our best job to educate these kids. It's not. I just want to say that.
Yeah, and I would close with $29.9 million is a lot of money, and we understand that. But I would take a serious effort to sit down and really look at how much money is that going to cost me when it comes to every month budgeting. If you're owning a $200,000 property, we're looking at $17 to $18 a month that would help this project. So when you put that in perspective, it sounds a lot better than $29.9 million. So I encourage people to do that. And again, at the end of the day, they have to make the decision that's best for them and their families as they move forward. But I think this project is a home run, and it helps our community stay extremely progressive, and I think that's where everybody wants to go here in Broken Bow.
Brent, you have any questions?
Yeah, just one quick question. I hope it's a fair question. You talked about, if it sounds like if this doesn't pass, there's still some things that are going to have to be addressed immediately. Is that correct? And would they have to be addressed immediately?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what immediately means to several people, sure. But I think we have to move on. We've spent 4 years now trying to plan out what the facility is going to look like and where we should spend money. And I think you'll see in the next year then we're going to have to spend a significant amount of money in some different areas to improve those areas. And at the end of the day, I don't know that putting that money into those areas gets us exactly what we need moving forward for the future, but it definitely cleans up some things that are out there. And, one of them's we have to update our science classrooms. We're in the year 2021, nearly 2022, and we're working with 1970s stuff. So that's an area that's going to have to be addressed immediately. And can we continue to do what we're doing when it comes to CTE projects? We certainly can, but when we have 20, 25 kids interested in Woods class and only 10 to 12 kids can be taking that class, I feel bad for those kids not getting an opportunity that they should be getting. And, we'll address those the best we can, but there certainly are some things immediately in the next year that we're going to have to definitely look at putting some money into.
And your enrollment is very strong, right? Yeah. I mean, a person has to think of that, too. in regards to the amount of kids that you have coming to the Broken Bow School District.
Yeah, we're up about 60 kids in the last 3 years, and I feel like that number is going to continue to grow. We have 84 kids in our preschool system, so we're confident that number is going to stay the same or grow. And you can't say that for every rural district that's out there in Nebraska. But as you look at Broken Bow, they're kind of the hub of a lot of the smaller communities around here. So I think if we can stay progressive in our community, our school's going to benefit from that too. And we would like to match that progressiveness our community has with our school.
All right.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. Appreciate you taking the time out to at least discuss everything. And, of course, tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Municipal Building is a place to be.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Again, this segment on KCNI KBBN was paid for by Build Bow Together and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of staff and administration at Custer County Broadcasting. Those of the opposing views are welcome to purchase time by contacting KCNI KBBN.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The U.S. is opening its doors to foreign tourists again. Virgin Atlantic CEO Shai Weiss.
The flights today are full, of course, over the next few days. So it has a major impact between the opening and what we're seeing.
Legal actions begun after 8 people were killed at a Travis Scott concert Friday. The youngest was 14. Reporter Chris Fox is in Houston.
The lawsuits were filed by injured concert goers. One suit contends that negligence, carelessness, and recklessness led tens of thousands of people to rush the stage.
Now that the bipartisan infrastructure bill's finally been passed, President Biden's focusing on pushing through his spending plan. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
There is a group of centrist Democrats who say they do not want to vote on that bill until they get confirmation from the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office that it's going to cost what the White House says it will cost.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
Former Browns and Giants receiver Odell Beckham is expected to hit waivers today. While in Sunday night football action, the Titans got a win in L.A. against the Rams, 28-16. Tennessee quarterback Ryan Tannehill had 2 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing. While L.A. quarterback Matthew Stafford threw 2 interceptions that led to 14 points for Tennessee. Both of those teams are now 7-2. Broncos stunned the Cowboys in Dallas 30-16. In fact, Dallas didn't even score until the final 4 minutes of the game. Arizona Cardinals, without quarterback Kyler Murray, ripped the 49ers 31-17. Arizona improves to 8-1. While in college football news, according to multiple reports, Texas Tech is hiring Baylor assistant head coach Joey McGuire as the Red Raiders' next head football coach. Soccer news, FC Barcelona introduced former Barca star Xavi Hernandez as its new manager.
Here's your weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up into the mid-50s for today. We'll have partly sunny skies. Breezy north winds around 10 to 20. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, dropping back to a low of 31. For Tuesday, good deal of sunshine with mid-50s for highs. Then a chance for showers on Wednesday, back to 54. Breezy conditions for Thursday, low 50s. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer specializing in pivot maintenance and repair. But did you know they are also licensed electricians that can do all electrical work that is agricultural, commercial, and even residential? Yes, that means new houses and remodels too. Get a free quote within 24 hours and Custer Electric will have you on your way to your new home. You did your pivot maintenance, you made it through service season. Now it's time for grain bin season. Custer Electric and Irrigation sells Conrad American grain bins and will service any and all grain bins you may need worked on this year. New bins, rewires, fans, motors, capacitors, belts, pulleys, and everything in between. Lance and crew will do it all at a price that's fair to you. Custer Electric and Irrigation is your one-stop shop for all electrical, agricultural, and commercial needs. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or go to custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
And we welcome you back on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Currently at our studios, we're up to 42 degrees with some sunshine on this Monday morning. And as we continue with the show, we bring Dave back into the studio. He just walked in. And Mo has joined us from Ideal Realty. And if I can find the button, we'll get everybody on screen. We're live on Facebook. We're live on the radio. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
Hi.
Hi, Dave.
How you doing? I'm
good.
doing good.
I know you're excited.
Getting a booster.
Yeah.
Yeah. A booster shot?
Yeah, I got my booster today.
Yeah.
And it brings me to it makes me more romantic.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
That was
Joan.
Pardon?
So's Joan.
Yeah, we're getting it together.
Yeah, they're going together.
We're boosting.
See? Did you get your first shots together?
Let's see. I can't remember.
You can't remember? Goodness.
Oh my.
Yes, we did. We did.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
We
I know
did
you.
too.
I know you did.
I didn't know if that was such a great idea though, because if you have reaction.
Oh, it'll be a reaction, all right.
Oh my.
Love is in the air. You know
How many shots you getting?
Well, as many as I can.
Okay. I'm a little nervous now. When I walk into
I don't know. I'm almost ready to go to my island. But anyway,
is it hot in here?
It's getting hot
It's
in
warm.
here. Yes, it is now.
It's warm.
I'm gonna go turn the heat down a little bit.
Oh, good.
I'll be right back.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Man, this radio station, it's moving and shaking here.
Yes,
this
it
morning.
is. I tell you what, it's a hopping show on this
Yeah,
Monday.
Absolutely.
Mo Hunsberger is with us from Ideal Realty. How are things going with you?
Great. Very, very busy.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But busy in a good way?
Very much so.
All right,
Yeah,
that's what we like to hear.
Market is just crazy still in November.
Mhm.
I was looking at my website to say, what am I going to talk about? What listings? And I have a couple. So basically, what I want to talk about is, did you want to list your house? Anyone? Anyone? Because we're going to be pretty bored come December and January if we don't get any more listings.
Yeah.
We have a handful left. The rest are pending.
See a lot of sold signs.
A lot of sold signs, and the ones that are pending right now, that's one thing I thought I'd touch base with today. A couple of them we have pending right now. We're working on our inspections. So that's one thing you get with a realtor is we go through as many inspections as the buyer wants. But, my tidbit is for a seller, don't be scared of inspections. It's a good thing for the buyer and the seller. When you sell your house, you want to make sure that everything is working correctly. And trust me, there's going to be things in your house that aren't working correctly that you have no idea are not working correctly. I'm sure if I had a home inspection on mine right now, we would have a dozen things to fix probably. That outlet that you've never used on that one wall doesn't work. Got to figure out why. But you want to sell a product, and that's what your house becomes when you put it on the market. It is a product. You want to sell, the best product you can, because right now we are getting a fair market value, if not more than fair, for your house. So you definitely want to sell, a good product. So as a seller, you don't want things to come out later, especially if you're sticking around in town. Mm-hmm. And you know how people are. You don't want it out there that, that Dave, he knew that tub was leaking, and he sold us that house anyway.
Who put the gum on it anyway? Might have been,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you don't want those things. You want the new buyer of your home to love it as much as you did, and you want everything working as well as it possibly can when you sell it to them. So that way everyone's happy. It makes the whole transaction go way smoother. Now it is a lot of work for the agent because we have so many days to get that inspection done, and then we have to visit with the buyer and talk about the things that maybe aren't up to par, and then we go to the seller and we say, here's the things that the buyer thinks they would like you to take care of, and then we have so many days to negotiate it out to say who's going to do what and to get everything fixed.
Are there some loans that people go through that require more of that than others?
Correct. And there's another thing that has come up. So your rural development, USDA, FHA, VA, So these have safety requirements. So they were very strict. Like when Mike and I bought a house, we got an FHA, very strict. We had to replace concrete. We had to put up a handrail. We had a lot of things we had to do that took a little bit more time and money to do. Then they got a little more lax. You know, the concrete steps that were sideways, they let go. And, you know, some of these bigger ticket items, they let go. They still didn't let go, you know, if there's a junction box open, that's a hazard. Any cracked windows, broken windows, peeling paint. Lead-based paint, peeling paint is a huge. That's federal. That is huge. They will never, ever let that go. But my last few that we've had done, we had one. This is a great one. Holes in the backyard that a dog had. Yeah. Everybody had. If you got a dog, sometimes you got some holes that the dog dug.
They dig.
Because, they want to dig to put a bone. They want to dig because it's cooler in the yard, you know, and they're laying in it. Had to fill the holes. FHA requirement. Cracks in sidewalks lately. Cracks and any tiniest bit of heaving.
Oh, boy.
Tripping hazard. So it's a safety issue. So they are once again, so be aware. If you've got a house and you're going to sell it, be aware. If you want the biggest pool of people looking at your home, then you have to have things like that. You need to address them.
Boy, I imagine most of us, we walked around our house, we'd probably find some cement work. As far as sidewalks go, it's just a matter of time before that happens.
Yeah.
Tree root gets under it.
The tree root, exactly. Yeah. That's the main one. That's why they heave. Is there's a tree root there. If it's just some settling or whatever from where we live, you know, because it gets cold, it gets hot. Those generally are not. It's got to be heaved pretty much, or you know, we all have that settling and our steps are going into the house. That happens a few times.
Yeah. Or if you took a tree out a few years ago, it seems like you have to put dirt in that spot for several years afterwards because there's a hole there.
Yes, no matter how much you pack it
Yep.
and you think you got it,
next year it's down again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things, you know, to be looking at if you're thinking of listing that. Yeah, they're those type of loans. They're going to look at those things. So you need to have, even though the market's great, it doesn't mean those things are going to get overlooked.
What are the price points right now? It sounds like you're moving all different types of houses, sizes, number of bedrooms, and prices. What's the sweet spot, or is there one?
I'm telling you what, if we have not, I've sold a couple of houses under 100,000. Most everything's even going over 100 now. Houses that, you know, when I'm scrolling through, because, you know, I've been here since 93. I'm scrolling through going, oh, I remember what that house brought. I remember that house brought. Yeah, and I'm like, it's what now? But it is. It's just, it is the market. You can get a little more bang for your buck in the smaller communities. But, you know, I listed one for $64,900, really nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Sargent. And the first week I had it on the market, I have an offer. I have an accepted offer.
Wow. Well, that's good for everybody. That's good for those towns as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we, I think it was going around town. We had an accepted offer. So I might as well say it. We do have an accepted offer on the Ansley new build.
Oh, on the new one. Fantastic.
So that is good news. Now it's an accepted offer. That doesn't mean it's sold. And that's kind of why I was not really wanting it to get out, because, you know, if things happen.
Oh, yeah. And that's something to talk about, too, is sometimes you're really close and then something pops up, right?
Yeah, those underwriters at the end, boy, they are a thorn in my side. And, you know, they don't give me their names, I think, for a reason. You know, there's contingency. Every offer is different. And that's when I have people call up and say, well, I'm going to offer Dave $100,000 for his house. Okay, just go give that to him. Well, that's not an offer. That's an amount of money, but that's not an offer. Our purchase agreements are 5 pages long. They have to look at a property seller's disclosure. They have to look through it, see if they have any questions. In that 5 pages, yes, you have a price, you have earnest money, you have what personal property is going to stay. You have what kind of inspections do you want? Do you want a home? Do you want to break them down? Electrical, plumbing, heating and air, roof. There's radon. There's mold. You have a survey. Do you want to have a survey or not? Who do you want to use for a closing agent, which is buyer's choice on a residential purchase? There's also, how long do you want to give them for that offer? You're offering them amount of money. How long do you want to give them? Is it contingent on your house selling? Is it contingent on you getting a job here? Is it contingent on a loan? And what type of loan? How much money are you putting down? And when do you want to close?
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to close right away. Some people, I'm not moving here until, or I want to close after the snow flies.
Yeah.
I want to wait until.
I've got another house that I'm trying to sell. That's got to be sold before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you can say it's contingent on my house closing. Then you have to decide how long do you think you need for that to close, and that's when you put your closing date out. So there's a lot to an offer. And that's why you should list too.
Yeah, well, it's not so complicated for you guys because you do it every day, but you sell a house once in a great while. Some folks might do it once or twice in their lifetime.
Correct.
And things change. And I always, I guess, admire people that put up a for sale sign by owner, but many, many times when that house is there and they put that sign up, honestly, and I'm not being critical because if they have the ways and means to do it, fine, but many times then a month or two later you see a realtor sign in place of that one that says for sale by owner because it's just a lot to do to make it work.
And we're here for you if you've done for sale by owner, if you are right now and you need help, you've decided it's not working, definitely give us a call. We love working for sale by owners. I've also sold some for sale by owners. I've worked for the buyer, and I work that out with the owner. So we're more than happy. We're open to it. I understand where they're coming from. The thing about it for sale by owner is, the buyers are coming in and they're not going to tell you anything negative about your house or something they want. So you don't really know what's going on. If it's not selling, you have no idea why. And sometimes a for sale by owner will take the first good offer. So where now we're having multiple people bring us offers and we could have bidding wars. For sale by owner, you're not really getting a bidding war.
These days.
Yeah.
There was a time where you'd take that first offer.
Yeah. So, I'm happy you got that first offer. But now you could have a bidding war. A lot of times these for sale by owners are taking the offer. There's no paperwork. They're just talking. And they say, okay, I'll take it. And then they go to a lawyer. Well, then you might find out, what type of loan do you have? I didn't really want to go through all that. A lot of things I'm going to have to fix. We're going to have to figure that out. Or how long is it going to take? I didn't know you didn't want to close that late, or you want to close right away. I got to find a place to live. Yeah. These things come out later on because you don't have that paperwork that you should be having right away. Because a buyer's coming, even if you think you know what you're doing as a seller, the purchase agreement comes from the buyer, not the seller. And if you're a buyer and the seller's giving you the purchase agreement, buyer beware.
Yeah, and especially even unintentionally, a first-time home buyer or something like that, it's all new territory. You have any commercial properties?
Oh, my gosh, yes. So, actually, the Province Plumbing and Heating, I'm going to say that's the building at 422 South C, because we don't all know the addresses.
Well, we don't.
But we know the buildings.
You mean
that'd be me.
Across from Old Bill's Auto there?
I was going to say, catty corner from. Yeah.
I mean, that's the way we work,
That's
right?
where they used to sell propane down the street from there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we have a sale pending on that one.
Good.
Yay. So I'm very happy about that. We still have the duplex. They're south of UPS.
Oh.
That is still for sale. So that's a commercial investment property. That would be great if somebody is interested, wants to get into investment. Everything. I mean, it's just, mint condition. There's the owners take immaculate care of it, and we have 2 renters in it right now. So bringing in money right away. And I still have the building out there on, right by our billboard on Highway 2.
Oh, yeah.
The
Very nice building.
metal structure.
And it's all been redone. The whole exterior of it's been redone. So it's a big building. It's on about an acre, and it's got another little garage on it. So, yeah, I've got a couple of commercials and also getting some sold.
Good. That particular building, I don't know where you could be located with more traffic going by it than that spot. So.
Exactly. You've got that Highway 2 exposure. We're waiting for that right business that needs an opportunity for that kind of exposure. So, and then we've got the Cali Court. We have a condo for sale. It's the end condo, so it's got good square footage, and you get a lot of outdoor space on that corner in the back area. So that's a great opportunity. Still have a little house in Sargent. Another good investment opportunity. They reduced it to $25,000. It's a handyman special. I mean, it needs some work, but a little bit of work. They still need rentals in Sargent.
Still short there.
Still short. So if you wanted another, it could be you could fix it up and have it as a home. Not saying you couldn't. I'm just saying for that price,
do a lot of things with it.
You could do a lot of things with it. So, and we still have a house on South First, 5-bedroom, 2-bath. Lot of action going on in this house. Gorgeous house on South First Street. We just haven't quite found the right buyer. So we're still working on that. Other than that, guys, I've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath on South H. It's kind of a multi-level, tons of room. This house it is immaculate. Owner also built it. So,
I think I might know that house.
I think you do.
Yeah.
It's a lovely house.
Just across the way from there when we were first married.
Did you?
And we didn't have boosters back then.
But you were still romantic?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Well, obviously, when you're first married, right?
Well, I don't know. The first 5 years were a little rough, Mo, to be honest with you.
They are for everybody.
Well, you're really, really rolling, and you need more properties.
I need more properties.
I have a question for you. If, say, Joan and Dave's house, somebody come up and offered a huge amount of money for it. Brent's moving into Broken Bow. I don't know if you know this or not. And he's going to move right at Catty Corner across the street from us in this nice little house. And he'll be moving in soon. What's the contractual circumstances if, say, Joan and I wanted to move in over with Brent and Shelley if we sold our house? Because the one thing I do know, I'm a little worried that Brent might go out in the yard and dig holes himself. But other than
possible. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I have had this happen.
Have you?
Also, well, I've had people come up to me and go, Mo, somebody found out that we moved. Or, we bought another house, and they're interested, and they didn't really give them a number, but that's usually what happens.
Okay.
If you haven't seen a house, it's hard to give a number. So, but they're very, very interested. And we just sat down and listed it. I took them in, and we get her sold. That one that just happened, it didn't. That person that was super, super interested did not buy.
Oh. Well, see, you got to be out of the house. And Brent and I have been friends for a long time.
Is there enough room for Dave? Enough room for Joan. Is there enough room for Dave?
Well, we can maybe make something work out back. Let's put it that way. You can,
like a mother-in-law suite.
You know what? You can pitch a tent, and I'll let you come in and at least maybe bathe or something. That's about as far as I'll go.
The only reason you do that is you have to work with me the next day.
Yeah, well, that's true.
In a small area. Yeah, he'd let you bathe. That is a good idea.
I think we'll just stay where we're at and just
I think that would be
get ready
good.
for the Hatfields and McCoys. That's all I got to say.
Boy, wow, you're going to see a lot of each other. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just gonna go in the house and pull the shades. That's what I'm doing.
But at least winter's here,
and then I'll see him. Next day.
It's gonna be winter, so no big deal.
Yeah.
You won't have to see him out in the yard.
Yeah,
or anything.
That's good.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Sometimes about dusk, I go out in my underwear and walk around the yard.
Oh, really? Like I said, I'm
That's
just
why
going to go. I'm going to go inside and pull the shades.
You know, it's
That's
why I've
what
sold
I'm
so many
doing.
houses in his neighborhood. That's what I use as a selling point. You betcha. Dave runs around in his underwear at dusk.
Shows the world how awful it can be.
I figured that's probably where most of the properties you're selling right now is right around his house, because people are like, we don't want to live around that guy.
I've sold a few in
We
this
have a nice
area.
neighborhood there.
You do?
Yeah.
Very nice neighborhood.
There's a lot of nice neighborhoods in these communities. I love that these small towns, our neighbors in the small towns, have just as active a market as we do, because that's really
Yes.
that's a really positive for the communities, because you're going to have people living there, go down to the grocery store. You know how it works. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'm very excited about Ansley. Like I said, we're still at the pending. We have contingencies. They have to be met. If it doesn't go through, I will make sure to have it loud and clear and loud that, it would still be for sale right now. Fingers crossed, we've got it pending and everything's going to work out, because they've already broke ground on the third one.
Wow, that's fantastic. And those kind of rumors are actually pretty good, because that means that's happening, right? You're going to starting on a third house already.
Absolutely.
That's something.
I'm just in awe over this group of people.
Yeah. They got it going on, don't they?
They do. And in a small town, okay, I came from a small town, so I can say this because I'm from Ravenna. A little bit bigger than Ansley, but not really. We played him in some sports. To get that many people to agree.
Heading right all together in the same direction.
Yeah. That's tough.
It is.
So,
but that's also how you grow.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with these guys.
Yeah.
Every single person that is a part of that, we had open houses, and some of them came and they're just very excited and thanked Matt and I. Matt Marsh also is helping.
Okay,
to
we
sell.
met Matt. Yep.
He's helping to sell Berkshire Hathaway. We work with him a lot. We have done a lot of business with him.
And of
He's
course
got
he
the
has-
buyer or the seller.
He has definite Ansley ties, so
Oh, yes, he
that
does.
doesn't hurt.
Hey, he's fun to work with. Matt is
Good young
oh
man.
my goodness, he's a very, very good young man.
Well, yes,
just a joy.
if you met his mother, she's sweet as can be.
Great family.
Yep.
Love having more local people and in the business and people we can work with. So yeah,
Right.
it's awesome.
Anything else you wanted to share?
I think
Check out your website,
Check
right?
out the website,
Okay.
goidealrealty.com. Everything's on there. Sign up. I know I've had a few people. It's actually hilarious. When you go on our website, after a few times, it asks you to sign up. And evidently, it really upsets some people. Right now, we're just talking about this before we went on air.
Yeah.
Seems like no matter what you do, you upset somebody.
Yep.
So here's the deal. If it really, really upsets you that bad, you can see all of my listings on Realtor or Zillow or something like that. So that's fine. But if you want to see the virtual tours, you should really go to my website. So when you sign up, all that happens is if you give the email, if you give me your correct email and not a fake one, all that happens is if any new houses are listed, reduced in price, or sold, that will come to your email. That is it. I'm not sending you recipes. I'm not talking about housing. I'm not sending you a coupon.
You're not sending 50 emails a day.
No, you might get 8 a month, maybe, depending on how many houses, what action's going on that month. But what it really does is when you are actually looking, that email for that house is going to come to you. You're not waiting for a call from Mo saying, hey, I got a house that fits in your criteria. I'm doing that by sending you an email within the week that I've listed it so that you're getting that to your email. So those of you that are just really just all up in arms over asking, heaven forbid, for your email, your name and email, that's all it does. It's all okay. And it says, do you want me to contact you? You can press no.
Well, I think people do get fatigued a little bit on some of this, and some
hate
of what
it.
you're talking
Yeah.
about, you'd start getting this stuff, and it does make you angry. But in your case, not going to happen. Just,
No,
yeah.
exactly. I'm not Kohl's. I'm not J.C. Penney.
Right.
You're not going to get, because trust me, no one is bothered more than me. I am so tired of my email being overrun because I bought one thing one
I know.
time.
Yeah. You bought something, and then, or you looked for something.
Yes, you just
and they know
looked.
it, and then you start getting these ads on your everything that you do. You get an ad about this one particular thing.
Yeah, it's so annoying. I understand. I get it. So please, if that's you, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
That's all I got to say about that.
Sounds good.
You know,
yes,
it's pretty good to work with you today, Brent. I think
It's
tomorrow
great
will
to
even
work
be
with
better.
you,
So I'm
Dave.
going to be real
Yeah.
happy tomorrow after I get my booster.
Yeah, well, as long as you just don't be romantic with me. That's all I'm
What if
saying.
you start
I
looking
hope-
good?
Yeah, well,
You know what, Mike
I'm
and I can
leaving.
get our boosters soon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, end of this month, December. Well, I'm getting kind of
I
excited
know.
about it now.
You didn't know it was a side effect, did
know.
you? Yeah.
It's just one of the.
I was going to say it may be a side effect only for Dave, just to warn you. I don't know.
No, I got the pharmacies there. They're talking to me about it. So
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
deal.
Anything else you want to add about Ideal Realty before we go?
No, just go to the website, goidealrealty.com.
Thanks, Mo.
Thank you.
Back with more after this.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Grocery Cart has proudly served Custer County for over 35 years. Right now, save on Hormel Center Cut boneless pork loin, $2.48 a pound. Certified Angus beef rump roast is $5.68 a pound. And pick up lean and tender pork cutlets for $2.98 a pound. Fresh frozen Best Buy boneless skinless chicken breast is $2.98 a pound as well. In the frozen section, Best Choice frozen veggies are 10 for $10. And for dessert, try Village Pie Maker pies, $11.98. Best Choice cream cheeses are 2 for $3. Grocery Cart, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
November 11th is Veterans Day. If you know someone who served in the military, Veterans Day is a great time to ask them about their service and listen to their stories. Many would welcome the opportunity to talk about what their service meant to them and their families. On Veterans Day 2021, we salute America's veterans.
Brought to you by the Rescue Bar and Grill in Sargent, inviting you to help them celebrate their first anniversary on November 13th. Catch up with them on their Facebook page.
Grain merchants. What if you could build a digital command center for your business? What technology would you want to include? With Indigo Ag, you can pick the features that work for you. Access customized data insights to evaluate supply and demand on a real-time basis at the local and national level. You can see how competitive your bids are, down to the penny, and make adjustments throughout the day. You can coordinate transportation and manage contract risk with a few clicks rather than a dozen phone calls. That will let you build an even more connected network with producers both new and familiar and flexibility to transact in the ways that work for you and your team. It's your market, plus so much more. See how our technology can help move your business forward faster at indigoag.com/merchant. That's indigoag.com/merchant. Indigo. From questions, we grow.
All right, we're back on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. A few things to talk about before we go on this Monday morning. Want to remind you about Roxanne, our good friend there at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Roxanne, a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years of experience right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. No reason to go out of town to get your hearing checked because they sell the top technology available in the world right here at the Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Receive good local service as well, free follow-up care and office visits that you may not get other places. Roxanne provides state-of-the-art tech, which includes rechargeable hearing aids, no batteries to worry about replacing. And it says here that Roxanne will meet any pricing quoted from other offices in the state of Nebraska, so you can't beat that. Set up your appointment today. Visit with Roxanne at 308-384-3852. That's 384-3852, and they are located downtown Broken Bow in the Broken Bow Chamber Building.
And Mo was talking about how progressive Ansley is these days, and they continue to impress. And the Ansley and Broken Bow Housing Authorities are currently taking applications for a full-time maintenance staff position. Regular hours will be 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. The ideal candidate must be self-motivated, dependable, and have a valid driver's license, doing a variety of work in maintenance and repair of buildings and grounds, lawn care, snow removal, also a part of the job. They have the equipment to do that. They just need your expertise. Wage based on experience and or certifications. They have a great benefit package to go along with the hire, including health, dental, vision, vacation, and sick time. So to apply and pick up an application, do so and submit your resume at the Broken Bow Housing Authority located at 825 South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. For more information, contact Brenda, Executive Director, or Jenny, Site Manager, at the address of South 9th Avenue, Broken Bow, at 825 South 9th.
The Broken Bow Rotary has teamed up with other entities and have brought to the area this week the Human Trafficking Education Trailer. And obviously, I mean, it's a subject that nobody wants to talk about, but it's a real subject, and that is human trafficking. And the Broken Bow Rotary, with help of others, have brought this education trailer to the area to give out information about human trafficking, and that is going on this week. Through the course of the week, they'll be doing some special assemblies with area schools, but the day that we want to let you know about is on Wednesday, when that trailer is going to be open to the public. They will park it at the municipal building in Broken Bow. The trailer will be open to the public starting at noon. This is on Wednesday of this week, and then they're going to host a lunch and learn at noon. This will be at the municipal building. Presentation and trailer will be open. Sheriff Dan Osman and the visiting team will be presenting some information. You're welcome to bring your lunch. They'll supply the coffee and cookies, and again, that'll be at noon this Wednesday. And then at 5:30 on Wednesday, they're going to host, the Broken Bow Rotary is Business After Hours, and that's when the trailer will be open again to the public. They'll do their presentation again, and this will be around the municipal building in Broken Bow at 5:30 on Wednesday. So take note of that, the Human Trafficking Education Trailer open to the public on Wednesday.
On another job opportunity, if you are a good bookkeeper and know how to handle yourself around a desk, Dana F. Cole & Company is looking for a certified, well, they're looking for someone who can work at a certified public accounting firm and help out. They're looking for a full-time accounting assistant to join their team in providing bookkeeping services for their clients. In addition to clerical and reception duties, the office is located at 705 South D Street in Broken Bow, and the position requires 2+ years of experience in providing bookkeeping services, experience in payroll, general ledgers, financial statements, and bank work, experience with Excel, Word, and QuickBooks. And you must be able to work well with clients, ability to multitask, desire to work in a public accounting firm, and some tax work may be necessary along with your duties. So if this kind of is something you would like to check out, stop by Dana Cole here in Broken Bow at 705 South D Street and talk to them, pick up an application, and submit your resume. They are an equal opportunity employer, and they have they can lay out the package for you as far as compensation and benefits.
All right, final one I have here is Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska. Yeah, this is a great place to go any time of the year. But, I don't know, there's just something even more special about it when you get close to the holidays. And they have some new holiday decor right in now at their gift section. Holiday and winter gnomes. The gnomes are in.
Oh, good.
At Brubaker's. They have decorative tree ornaments of all kinds. One's bright with Christmas cheer, while others have just a soft wintry look. The nativity scene, or even feathers, some of the ornaments that they are featuring right now. So stop in and check out all the different styles. They have some wall hangings to fit every style, and they carry gifts galore. Some of them are humorous and fun. They've got stylish and fun socks for the guys, the gals, and the kids, some soft baby blankets and other baby items. Just a lot of things coming in, well, really even daily at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts. So when you think about your holiday shopping, make sure you swing into Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold. You can check out their gift selection while you're enjoying a delicious cup of coffee or drink that they specialize in at Brubaker's. They've got delicious lattes, cappuccinos, and smoothies. And don't forget about their delicious daily baked goods. It's all at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5 and open on Saturday from 9 to 3.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. The Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Oconto and a highway construction technician in Broken Bow. For a full description or to apply, go online to statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online state application must be completed. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer, and this information, as all of our jobs that we're reading to you, I believe, are available on Sandhills Express employment page.
All right, we'll take one final timeout. Back to wrap up the show after this.
Dad says Eglin has way too many ATVs and side-by-sides on hand. That means he's ready to make you a good deal. You can check out all of the units online at aglinatv.net. And the guys in the service department are always working hard to keep everyone up and running. Stop in and make Dad give you a good deal at Aglin ATV, West Highway 2, Brooklyn.
Every year at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, members of the United States Armed Forces conduct a memorial service attended by the President or an appointed representative at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery in honor of America's veterans. On Veterans Day 2021, we join them in saluting veterans across America and right here at home.
Brought to you by the Callaway District Hospital, along with the Callaway and Arnold Medical Clinics.
You can't be in farming without taking risks. That's common knowledge. But that doesn't mean you should throw caution to the wind. And when it comes to new technology, farmers always look before they leap. And for the past 3 years, farmers have looked at the Enlist weed control system, and they have leapt. Now it's your turn. Millions and millions of acres have proven the effectiveness of Enlist herbicide's superior technology with neighbor-friendly weed control, more tank mix options, near zero volatility, and much, much more. But to unlock all these advantages, you must start with Enlist E3 soybeans. See what a better seed and herbicide system can bring to your fields at Enlist.com. You've looked. Now leap.
All right, we're back to wrap up the show. One more thing to let you know about before we go.
Actually, two more things.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted you to know, usually, and you can talk to anybody in our neighborhood about it, but usually when we get new neighbors in the community, they usually, I guess we shouldn't say it's required, but quite often they'll make either hamburgers or steaks and bring them over to us on Thursday nights.
Oh.
As just part of being a new neighbor. All right, one other thing here. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership is ready to hire a temporary cook, Broken Bow Early Head Start temporary cook. They're looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler and temporary cook about 40 hours a week here in Broken Bow, starting at $11.36 per hour. Qualified individuals must have a high school diploma or equivalent, a valid Nebraska driver's license, and a working phone. And they prefer experience working with food, cleaning, and infants and toddlers. So if you've had those experiences, they're the person that you are the person they're looking for. You'll actually purchase food and prepare meals, and you'll need to comply with USDA requirements and be responsible for cleaning classrooms, dishes, laundry, and so forth. And you might be in the classroom with some kids ages 6 weeks to 3 years old occasionally. For an application, contact CNCAP, I'm having trouble with this one, Human Resource Department at 308-745-0780, extension 0, or you can apply online at centralnebraskacap.com. This position will remain open until filled. They are an equal opportunity employer. It's weird how much different it is over here to sit over here and have that sound different in your head. Makes me a little out of sync. But
sorry.
After I get my booster tonight, I think I'll be able to do anything, anywhere, anytime.
All right. Well, great. Anything else, Mr. Bernie? I think we've crossed everything off the sheet.
Yeah. When you do that, just hold the mustard. I don't really like mustard on my hamburgers.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. Yeah, you bet.
I don't really care for like A1 steak sauce either, so don't smear that on a steak.
Well, I know that'll be like one of the very first things on our list is to make a meal for Dave and take it over and welcome ourselves to the neighborhood.
Don't forget
usually
my wife.
It goes the other way around, doesn't it?
Well, but it's different on South G. We don't go with a lot of the same ways, same traditions. It's for the new neighbors to bring the protein over to the current neighbors. Now, Joni's just down the street, by the way, and I'm sure her and Chris would. Peggy's right across the street. It's a very nice young lady straight across from us.
Yeah.
So that's right there. That's 4 or 5 nights you're going to be cooking for the neighborhood.
All right. Well, great. Okay. Thanks, Dave. Anything else? I'm almost afraid to ask. Why do I keep asking anything else? Because when I do, you come up with something.
Well, Joan would really enjoy a salad.
We're done.
I mean, a salad of some sort for Joan, or maybe a casserole.
Okay.
Without any protein in it.
Right.
Well, she likes cheese.
Okay. All
maybe some macaroni and cheese would be good.
Right. Well, something's just been handed to us.
Oh.
What?
The Anselmo Fire Department is hosting their annual pie and soup supper.
Ooh.
November 13th.
That sounds good.
Yeah, 6 until 8:30 p.m. And they'll go past closing time at 8:30 if needed to feed everybody. They're going to have 5 different types of soup. And the proceeds go to the Anselmo Volunteer Fire Department. That just in.
And that's when?
That's on November 13th.
All right. Let me look at the calendar. That's Saturday.
Perfect. No football game to have anxiety over. Just go up and have 5 different kinds of soup at Anselmo.
There you go. Sounds good. Talk to you tomorrow, Dave.
Maybe you get some of the recipes from those soups and bring them on over to our house.
Now you want soup too.
Well, when the
weather
cools
soup and
down,
a sandwich.
When it gets cold, nice. I don't know, roast beef sandwich with that soup would be really swell.
Okay. See you tomorrow. I was going to say anything else, but I'm not going to. We're out of here. Have a good day, everybody.